Hey.
We're greeting you today from Pai. So we went to the north from Chiang Mai the other day with one of those minivans. We booked actually with Prembasham or something transport. I'm gonna put the link down below.
Yeah, I booked them online, the tickets. I think it was Avia, the website was called, but we can put the links for all of that on below.
And it's super easy. So you have a certain transport that goes this region, and then there's the green line or something that goes to Chiang Rai. So we'll fix that all in the bottom. We arrived last night and we're staying in one of those typical beautiful like hut kinds on stilts.
Very cute indeed.
Yeah, you see this everywhere here. I think it's typical for Pai.
And it's surprisingly super clean and has all the things you need in there. It's quite spacious as well.
Yeah,
and
more than we thought.
I have to say, it stayed rather cool. Like when we arrived around 2 or 3 o'clock, it stayed super cool.
Yeah. Inside, the hut, you mean? Yeah.
Only like in the afternoon, like late afternoon, it got a little bit hot, but for that you have a fan in there. And at night it gets super cold actually.
Oh my god, we were so cold. We were so happy with the blanket. No AC or a fan is needed. Yeah, it gets super cold. What was it? Around
12 degrees
12
I think
degrees.
was the lowest, which is for Thailand quite something at this time, I guess.
But the property of where we're staying, it's called Pai Smile House. It's so beautiful. We have our own hammock in front of our hut. We can chill outside. The lady is super sweet. And this morning we had an early breakfast already, and we were so cold.
Oh yeah, and usually the views are really spectacular there. The only problem is if you want to see far, it doesn't work right now. If you can see like behind us a little bit, it's burning season. So actually we're on a viewpoint right now, but we can't really see much because of all the smog.
Yeah. It's so sad. Yeah, you can see in distance there's actually people burning stuff. You can see it between the bushes.
And usually it would be like all surrounded by mountains and different kinds of hills. But the only thing we can see is like really up close hills here in this area.
It's super sad because I was really excited for this viewpoint near a Chinese village that we just passed by.
We're not sure.
Santichon village it's called.
But we're not sure if it actually has been like that for a while now, because our host, she said that only from yesterday, like when we arrived, it actually started to be this thick. But maybe it was like better earlier.
Yeah. We rented actually a scooter for the day. I think it's the easiest way to get around here and to see something. Although, no worries if you can't drive a scooter. There are so many agencies in the city center that you can book like a full-on day trip, half a day trip, where you can see all the highlights of Pai. So the White Buddha on the hill, the Chinese village that we just passed, this viewpoint, bamboo bridge, everything.
And they're surprisingly cheap actually, because it's now high season and we saw a lot of tourists in the small village. Like it's really overflown in the evening with tourists.
We were so surprised when we arrived yesterday.
It reminded us of Ella in Sri Lanka actually a bit.
A little bit
but
the same vibe.
Even more so. But indeed, like they're not that expensive. We saw, for example, drives to the viewpoint for 100, 150 baht on a Jeep.
So you have Pai Canyon, which is popular for sunset. We might do that still later today. And yeah, you can drive there for 100 baht with an organized thing. So no worries if you can't drive a scooter. It's well organized, everything, but yeah, we liked it. We have the freedom to enjoy and drive around here. We haven't done that for a while. So after a nice breakfast at our stay, we had like a nice muesli bowl, and with a nice view. It was so nice to wake up early. It was so quiet and peaceful, nobody around.
It is very serene.
Yeah.
Like, it really gives a good vibe. I can see why people maybe tend to stay longer here and maybe don't do anything, just enjoy
the hammock lifestyle.
Enjoy the hammock.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So we went to pick up then our scooter and we drove around a bit. And the first thing on the agenda was Santichon village. It's actually a Chinese type of village. I read it's people coming from Yunnan province in China that settled there. And so they built this whole village that you can go check out. Yeah, it's practically just 10 houses, I would say.
It's a few houses, and they have like a big space in the middle with some activities that you can do. We saw like it was called the Yunnan swing.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people did actually. They were riding horses or donkeys around.
And the funny part was it were all adults doing this. I was first, look at all those kids.
No, there were no
adults.
kids free.
I know.
Well, it was just Chinese grannies.
I didn't see that first. It was so funny. But indeed, so they're driving on donkeys.
Yeah.
On the swing.
You can shoot like airsoft weapons. Like you can shoot bow and arrow. I saw as well. Then you have like a lot of little huts where you can buy like teas, like little snacks, but they're all the same. It's like, of course, like we've seen a couple of times already, like you have one hut and you essentially see in there everything that the whole village has. So every single hut has the same kind of items.
Yeah, so actually you can pass it through quite fast. The only lovely thing, if you like that, I thought it was so pretty to see, is that you can hire a traditional dress and then do some photo shooting on your own. It was only 100 baht, so it's really cheap, and then you can pick out a dress and be a Chinese princess for the day.
Yes, like cosplayers Mulan.
Yeah. And then further up, then you had a little pond where you can feed the fish, or how it said there on the plate, fish to feed. I think it was wrongly translated.
Everywhere we go, also on this viewpoint, you have these ponds with fish in there, and then you can buy food for them. That's something typical, I guess, for tourists.
Yeah. And then there was a miniature Great Wall of China.
So we've been 2 times now.
Yeah, indeed.
On the Great Wall.
Amazing.
So. No, it's cutely done, and I don't know. It's like a nice like little stop. Don't expect much time to spend there. You can actually just do like half an hour and slowly walk through it, and that's it. That's why I think the scooter is perfect for it. You just do a stop and you go further.
Yeah, if you have to do this with a hired car or something.
Like with the tour, it's not gonna be the same.
No. Some macadamia.
Then you can just 5 minutes further up, you're gonna be at this viewpoint, and usually, like from the pictures we saw, it has like some really good views. Maybe not during burning season like right now. Actually, we're surprised it started so early, since it's still
so
beginning
sad.
of February kind of, and it's already full on smog. So we're surprised actually. But
yeah, it's
that's the way
just
it
a
is.
5-minute drive away. It's called Yun Lai Viewpoint, and it's also here a little bit decorated in Chinese style. And you have this platform with a heart where you can pose with the view. But for us, it was just grey.
Yeah, but it's 20 but entry, and you have a lot of opportunities to sit around here or enjoy a coffee or a tea.
Yeah, that's what
So
we
it's good to
just
just
did.
chill here and maybe make further plans for the day.
And normally now we will head a little bit south of the town and check out the bamboo bridge.
Yeah.
So that is, it's a man-made bridge that goes over rice fields, and so we'll go check that out now. So we just drove up to the bamboo bridge, which we can really recommend. It was super nice, right, Moritz?
Yes.
Yeah, we're standing by the toilet. It's not
Thanks.
such a nice background.
Exactly.
It is quite a road to get here, so we're on a scooter, right? It's a little bumpy, road is not well. It takes longer than what Google says, of course, with a scooter, but it's really worth it. At the moment, everything is quite dry. There's no lush rice fields, but it's still so pretty to see, and it was a nice activity.
Yeah, but the roads, the good thing about it is that there's not a lot of people on the streets. And they're very broad, usually, like the big ones. Just the small one getting up here is then like a little bit bumpy.
Yeah.
But it should be okay if you're this slow.
But we managed, and we haven't been on a scooter in a long time, so it was okay. And along the way you also pass a waterfall, but we're actually deciding to pass on that one.
They apparently upped the prices just a week ago to 400 baht
That's
for a very
a lot.
small waterfall.
Yeah, and apparently it's not that impressive. Also, if you know that this bamboo bridge activity is a 30 baht,
Yeah,
right?
20.
20 even,
course.
so come on. Yeah, you can check it out, but we saw the reviews and 400 is quite a lot, so we're skipping it.